The remainder of the NASCAR Cup Series race in Michigan has officially been postponed to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on USA. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, major breaking news coming out. The NASCAR Cup Series race in Michigan has officially been postponed to Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The NASCAR Cup Series race in Michigan got 52 laps in, and they were about to go back restarting for the beginning of stage number 2. They were trying their best to get all 200 laps in a day, or at least get to lap number 100, but unfortunately, with the rain coming in, another potential possible cell that was going to hit the racetrack, and with the track not having lights, NASCAR made the decision to go ahead and call it early. Look, it is disappointing to see that NASCAR made the call, but at the same token, same time, I think NASCAR did make the right decision right here. Look, I would rather like to see a full 200-lap distance race and come back on Monday, especially with the weather being a lot better for tomorrow and it looking very clear, then only completing maybe 100 laps of the race, or even not getting to that point, and then it becoming a time race, which I think going to the time race stuff they started doing this year, I think was also a very, very good decision. And look, we still got 52 laps of really exciting and fun racing. Yes, it was very, very difficult to pass, but you got to see a really great battle for about 25 to 30 laps between Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson, with Larson dominating. Then they got side by side, and Bubba Wallace sent it 3 wide to the bottom, made a great move. I'm telling you, that 23 car looked very, very fast. Then we had a caution for Denny Hamlin, tried everything he could to get by Bubba Wallace. He unfortunately ended up spinning out, basically into the apron. He probably got a little bit of damage on the under tray, unfortunately, which probably will affect him throughout the event. That caution came out. Bubba and those guys came down pit road. Ryan Blaney, those guys stayed out. Chase Elliott, I believe, got up to second position, but couldn't catch Ryan Blaney, and Ryan Blaney would come off the corner and win stage number 1. Then, again, they tried to go back racing with Chase Elliott being the leader. He'll restart as leader, and Bubba will also restart second tomorrow, but unfortunately they called the race. Again, I think NASCAR did make the right decision right here, and I do have to give NASCAR a lot of major props here for doing their best to get the race in. And like I said, we still got 52 laps of some pretty solid and great racing this afternoon. It's just a shame, as I feel bad for the fans, because start, stop, start, stop. And it's a shame for the fans that this race is going to be very jumbled up. But hey, with the weather looking pretty good for tomorrow, I think we're going to be in for a very exciting and great show tomorrow. That being said, I do want to start calling out NASCAR just a little bit. Can we, for the love of God, with next year's schedule, which could be coming very soon, that kind of got leaked earlier today, what it might end up looking like, I really hope NASCAR starts scheduling these races at tracks that don't have lights no later than 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I understand not scheduling them at noon. I get that, and I understand that for the West Coast, but if you're not up by 10 o'clock in the morning, I really don't know what to tell you. In my opinion, I feel like we should be starting to schedule these races a little bit earlier, because if we would have started this race at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, I really feel like that we could have gotten the whole distance of the race in. I get you can't control the weather, and sometimes you're going to have weather come into play at that time, but if you were to start the race a little bit earlier, I really feel like you'd have a better chance and opportunity to get the whole distance in, or maybe at least get the halfway. Granted, I want to see the full distance, believe me, but at the same token, same time, I think for the fans' sake, we all kind of want to see as much of the race as possible. That being said, we'll be back tomorrow for the race. I'm actually really intrigued to see how the rest of the race is going to go. It's going to be sunshine. We're not going to have storms most likely. And the race should be pretty quick as well, because 148 laps probably take about 2 hours 15 to 2 hours 20 minutes. And it's still relatively early. There's still going to be a lot of the day left for all of us to get stuff done. It'll be about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, most likely the race, or about 2 p.m. Eastern, most likely the race is going to end up getting done. So it should get done relatively early. Again, it is disappointing to see the NASCAR made the call early to not get this race done this afternoon, but at the same token, same time, I do think they made the right decision to go ahead and call it early, and the remainder of the NASCAR Cup Series race will end up happening. This means the schedule for this week is going to change quite a bit. I originally was going to have an entry list out on Tuesday. I might push that to Wednesday potentially, but you will most likely see we'll see a news video most likely on Tuesday in the morning before I head to work. Wednesday, most likely, you're going to see the interest video. You might see the Xfinity Series race picks as well. We've got truck picks most likely coming out from Milwaukee on Tuesday potentially as well. And there's a lot of great content dropping. So we've got Daytona, which is really exciting, coming up. We'll get to see Shane Van Gisbergen do double duty, and we'll see other drivers and talk about silly season throughout the week as well. But again, they called the race today. Disappointing news, all things considered. Again, I wish we were racing the full distance today. And again, I really hope going forward into the future that NASCAR does make the right call and right decision to start moving these races up And let's be real and honest, it's 3 straight years where Michigan has had weather issues. There are rumors that Michigan could move to June next year. If NASCAR made the right decision to move the race up to June next year, that wouldn't be a bad move because it did have weather issues at points, but I think moving it up to a little bit earlier in the year would make a little bit more sense for the fans going to the racetrack. Again, it sucks for the fans. They had to call the race early today. Trust me, I wish that we could get the whole entire race in, but it is what it is. We'll be racing tomorrow afternoon, and I think we're going to be in for a pretty exciting, great race. It's going to be very close racing, in my opinion, which sometimes close racing isn't great racing, but I think the race so far that we've seen so far today has been a lot better what we saw in the Xfinity race yesterday. Granted, we did see an okay finish, all things considered, but I feel like that if we want to see the best racing out there, you got to get these engines unrestricted, and we have a little unrestricted engine for the Cup Series, and I have to say that 3-wide move, like I said, for Bubba Wallace is just so magnificent, magical, and I think tomorrow the guys are going to have to watch out for. The Toyotas look really, really fast. Tyler Reddick looked good. Bubba Wallace, I think, had the fastest car early in the race. Chase Elliott looked really, really good. Kyle Larson looked very good. He looked really strong early in this race. And I do feel like some other drivers in the middle to back of the pack will have a chance and opportunity. And Kyle Busch has also been very, very fast today. So I do think Kyle Busch will have a really great chance and opportunity to be up front by the end of the race. I think it's going to be a very exciting and intriguing race in Michigan. Michigan in the next-gen era has honestly put on some really exciting and great shows. And I do believe that we're going to be in for a very solid and great show. So again, the schedule for this week, you'll see the race review tomorrow morning, probably actually 1 or 2 in the afternoon, so early, which is kind of not normal for my race reviews on this channel, unless, of course, you do have a race early in the day. But this is also the first postponement since the Daytona 500, so it's been a very long time, at least for the Cup side, it's first postponement since the Daytona 500. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see how the rest of the race goes. We'll have a doubleheader. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. At least we don't have a doubleheader tomorrow. You guys will see a lot of great content this week. But again, the NASCAR Cup Series race got postponed. It is what it is. Hopefully we'll see some really great racing tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, in the late morning. So, that is going to today's special breaking news report. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. Do you think NASCAR made the right decision to call the race early? Do you think they should have gotten the lap 100, or you just rather see them get the whole distance in? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, I'll have the NASCAR Cup Series race view on Monday. Then we might have another video dropping as well. Tuesday, you're going to see a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. You might also see the Truck Series race pick for Milwaukee as well as their playoffs begin. We're going to talk about drivers essentially like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, and other drivers like Carlos Kurt Busch, among others. We'll talk about all those drivers throughout the week, and of course, we'll be back to cover the NASCAR Cup Series race in Michigan, get the rest of that race in, and push our way to Daytona, which is this upcoming week as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.